This is TWiT.
We have to give credit to Amazon for creating another shopping holiday in an otherwise bleak time for retailers, which is the summer. People like to go outside and it's actually take advantage of the free weather. But Prime Day has become a huge day for online consumers looking for a deal. Now, with online retail and e-commerce sites, there are unsung engineering heroes in technology that kind of keep up the sites running smoothly while you buy your stuff and prevent delays. And sometimes, if you're popular enough, your site will get so much traffic, it's going to have to scale its network and computer resources fast. And while Amazon was given a lesson in how fast that can be, and just this past week, or a couple weeks ago actually now, 15 minutes after Amazon kicked off Prime Day, Amazon servers couldn't handle the surge in traffic. Now, this led to Amazon to throw up a scaled down backup front page and pause all international traffic. And the culprit, well, it looks to be Amazon's product database and service called Sable. Now, the site's error rate continued to get worse as the day progressed, and then it saw a drastic improvement in the afternoon until Amazon finally got to handle on things. At one point, there was a large call of 300 people that was an emergency conference call to deal with this thing. All right, guys, so who wants to admit it? Did you buy stuff on Prime Day? What about you, Cheebert?
Yes, I bought quite a few things, including an Amazon Echo Spot for a gift, as a thank you gift, and a few other things. So some of it was pretty good. The Spot was 50% off, which was pretty cool.
What about you, Curtis? You buy anything?
I did not buy anything. If they had offered, finished drywall or complete ceilings, I probably would have paid for those. But since those are my big needs right now, I just sort of watched Amazon Prime Day and enjoyed the chaos.
Well, they are starting to offer services now, I think, on there. You can install your light switches and stuff, so you never know. It might come to drywall someday. Well, I definitely was affected. I remember I was trying to buy, I don't remember what it was now, something from my woodwork shop, and I was trying to buy it, and I just couldn't get to it. I don't know. It seems to be that they weren't planning for this, but obviously it happened. Now, this wasn't the first time. I remember back in 2016, they had a very similar experience where the websites went down. They had a bunch of issues with their cart. Now, Curtis, I want to throw this to you. Like, is this just showing that cloud ops and the CI/CD loops are going to be massively more important for large organizations going forward? Like, I think it's just kind of blatantly in our face now.
Well, absolutely. Let's admit that the cloud ops, DevOps, continuous deployment, whatever you want to call it, wherever along that whole waterfall to agile spectrum you are, it's vital. And the thing that's sort of maddening is that we've known it's vital for a long time. I mean, the first time we had a service that just blew up completely because of user load was way back in 2001. Because if people remember, on 9/11, CNN and the other news sites were taken down by the load. And we've seen it happen a number of times since then, when a company basically launches a DDoS attack on themselves using their marketing and sales team as a weapon. The thing is, we have a lot of tools that will let people work through this. I mean, everything from the ticketing systems, Atlassian's Jira is the big one. Almost every other tool will compare itself to Jira, to the various collaboration tools, whether we're talking about Slack or Microsoft Teams or WebEx Teams or Zoho or one of the others. The tools are there. What we keep needing are the disciplines for the operations group, and frequently, let's admit, some technology where some of the load balancing, whether it's from a company like F5 or someone else, is ready to pick up the slack and move it into another platform. The real tragedy is that cloud was supposed to solve this. Remember, infinitely flexible, elastic clouds that just shrink and grow to meet demand? Well, apparently there are limits to the elasticity of even the largest clouds.
That's right. And that kind of brings me to my next question. I think, Amazon's infra, they part of it runs on AWS. So it makes you kind of think, what do you think, Cheever? Would this potentially maybe hurt their bottom line here? Because, obviously implementers and other organizations are going to question, hey, if part of their infra runs on AWS and they can't scale infinitely and be elastic infinitely, maybe I should really kind of second guess whether I should put on AWS or not. What do you think? Is it going to be something that the people are going to start?
Yeah, faith in a product is everything. You remember what happened to the Obamacare site? It crashed and burned so quickly, and faith was lost in it very, very quickly. I admit, you can scale just so fast, you can expand just so fast, but your limiting factor is if you have a bottleneck. And apparently, from all the news stories that I've been seeing, Amazon missed a bottleneck. And bummer, it happens. But yeah, Amazon did goof. They have, unfortunately or fortunately, introduced the world to almost every canine breed on Earth, because that's what their error message page was. I got introduced to at least 3 or 4 dozen different species, and there is a lot of faith that has been lost. Amazon can no longer brag that they are infinitely elastic or infinitely scalable, because they obviously aren't. So Amazon's marketing people are definitely going to have to do some very, very serious tap dancing to win some customers back that probably are giving them second thoughts now.